Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I think the last time I went to a play was back in the 90s. Because
well, the next one is Full Monty.
I haven't even seen the movie.
Me neither.
I just know it was a bunch of like
Scottish
middle-aged guys getting naked or something.
I think they're Scots.
Gerard Butler.
No, is he in there?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying the Scottish guy.
I think
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Why did Sean Connery sound like the Governor?
Yeah, he kind of did.
I wasn't saying I was Sean Connery. I was just saying
it's
the
Arnold
name.
discussing Sean Connery.
Yes, exactly.
Sean Connery.
Sean. Where are you, Sean? Oh, man. I did bring my podcasting Halloween costume for you.
Oh, man, a man of 1,000 eyes? Jeez, that's a lot of googly.
It is some googly.
Way to vandalize a mask.
What do you mean? I improved it.
Hey, customized.
Vandal eyes.
I do like those trippy...
Googles? Or
those trippy masks.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody loves googly eyes. And you put googly eyes on a sponge or something. You put 2 eyes on, it's a friend. You put 1,000 eyes on, it's a cosmic horror.
What's funny is Will Wheaton's wife and her bestie did a website called Vandal Eyes. I think it was .com or .net. I don't know if it's still around or not, but basically they would have packages of googly eyes in their purse or whatever, and so when they were out and about and they would just feel mischievous, they would put googly eyes on things and take pictures of it.
It'd be cool to have, relatively large ones about the size of, say, a shuriken with a sticky back, and you could just pitch them at a bus rolling by.
I do have some that are
a goose.
Like this big.
I
get a sticky bag to them and turn them into shurikens of joy.
I think if you go onto YouTube, not YouTube, but on Facebook or Instagram and search for hashtag Vandal Eyes with EYES.
Yeah, no, that's clever.
A bunch of pictures and videos of googly eyes come up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a good googly eye.
This is true. This is
yes.
This is true. Well.
Oh.
Hey,
that was a shock.
Yeah.
Small bit of silence in memory of Halloween's past.
Oh, yeah. To all my cavity having homies.
This is our Halloween episode, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. It's spookalicious.
Well, Todd, you let us know, and we'll get this here Spooktacular episode 44 kicked off.
Wow.
And that's what it is. Welcome, everybody around the world to another fun edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinary.
Coming to you from the historic Renton Civic Theater in downtown Renton.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and tonight's safe word, Todd, is, because nobody wants them anywhere near them, is zombie balls.
Zombie balls.
Zombie balls.
I was going to say, is it going to be
zombie
Voorhees?
balls?
Big gray zombie balls.
I thought you were going to say candy corn. Or the most terrifying.
That was the other thing I was thinking. It was candy corn.
People not like candy corn?
I don't know.
Absolutely. There's a huge portion of people on the internet that absolutely cannot stand them.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's like cilantro. You either love it.
Yeah. I think maybe.
But no matter what, it's going to cost you extra.
Because I've never just seen like a couple candy corns. It's always like in bulk.
Yeah.
Like grains of rice.
They always come in the remember back in the day, they would always be in like sandwich bags with like a little ribbon on them.
Oh, is it trick or treat?
Yeah,
nice.
Because someone would get them at the.
They got them in a barrel. Or
what was it? Like that, I talked about it a couple weeks ago about the candy that came in bulk. It was I can't remember the brand now, but either way, it was in a huge, like 50-gallon drum, filled with those things.
Jeez. What kind of beautiful moment is that?
Put your hands out.
yeah, with just scoops of candy.
Got the scoop from the was it Raisin Bran that had the scoop?
Yeah, 2 scoops of raisins.
Yum. Yeah. Fascinating Halloween fact for you boys. The state of Illinois produces roughly 90 to 95% of the United States' pumpkins. I did not know this.
Wow.
Illinois is, I mean, there's pumpkin patches all over the place, but they produce 90 to 95%
Of that commercially sold.
500 million pounds of pumpkin per year.
500 million pounds of pumpkin.
Did you know
That's
the
a
whole
lot.
pumpkin carving thing actually started as carving out not pumpkins but turnips in Ireland? Yeah. They were. It was part of the Samhain, which is, it's people call it Samhain because they don't know how to pronounce it, but Samhain, which was the origins of Halloween.
Yes. So a lot of people think that it originated here in the United States. It didn't get here until the Irish immigrants came over and sort of spread the thing. The festival, Samhain, as Todd so eloquently pronounced, dates back over 2,000 years. It's a Celtic festival. It marked the transition from the end of the harvest season to the beginning of winter. And according to the folks back then, the boundary between the living and the dead was blurred on Halloween night.
Thin, yeah.
Yeah, they believed the spirits of the deceased would freely roam amongst the living. So people dressed in costumes and masks because they didn't want the spirits to give them unwanted attention. They wanted to blend in with the spirits. So if you were dressed in costume, the ghost would like, "Oh, you're one of us. You're cool."
Sure.
So it's like
And they get an idea, right? It's like,
it's like when the guy in The Walking Dead slathered himself in like guts and like, blood to hide himself from the
to walk through the zombie horde.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a rough afternoon, right?
I think it was Daryl that did that.
They used to leave the sweets. This was the tradition for trick-or-treating. The sweets out so that the dead could grab a bite while roaming on their roaming spree. So also that black and orange are the traditional colors of Halloween. Of course, we know that by looking at all the pumpkin crap we have around. Orange represents the harvest and the autumn, while black symbolizes death and darkness. Yes. In 1745, and we'll talk more about our history of the Halloween stuff, but was the Halloween first appeared in Christian writing as Hallows Eve. It was the very first time, 1745, that it showed up in any kind of sort of Western writing, I guess.
Yeah, because it's not mentioned in the Bible anywhere.
No, it's not. 'Cause, I mean, it was like you said, it was taken from a Celtic tradition, which was then sanitized to be All Hallows Eve, which became Halloween.
Yeah,
but and Hallows Eve was like the day before All Saints Day. So, which is a Catholic thing.
There you go.
So by the numbers, because Americans love to take a tradition and commercialize the fuck out.
You don't say.
Yeah.
About 73.1 million American children under the age of 18 celebrated Halloween in 2020. So got to think that number's probably grown, right? Except for the whole
Yeah, well, geez, and that was the year into the pandemic.
Yeah.
So.
Halloween spending in the U.S. could reach an all-time high of $12.2 billion this year.
12
billion with a B.
With a B.
Does that count the materials that you
Yes,
purchased
all
for
the
your
money. I probably half of that. Yeah, indeed. So every Halloween season, Americans purchase around 600 million pounds of candy.
Wow.
Decorations and greeting cards.
So more candy than pumpkins from Illinois.
Oh, sorry, 600 million pounds of just candy. But the average American will spend $108 on costumes, candy, decorations, and greeting cards.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can
And
tell
that's
you,
like 2 pounds of candy per American. Not quite. 1 point.
I think the bags of candy you get at Costco weigh about 3 to 5 pounds.
Man.
You know, we bought some candy from Costco and brought it home, and I think it was like from last year because like some of the Milky Ways were like crushed, and they were a little like, I don't know, not stale, but they felt a little. Even you open up the Reese's peanut butter cups, and they felt like they were a little stale.
Oh, bummer.
I'm like,
from
Costco? What are you doing?
That's
It's like they had a whole bunch left over.
Yeah.
That's what we get for buying it early. We should wait a couple of weeks.
That's when you look at the expiration date on the package.
No, I mean, they don't expire.
No, they do expire.
They have a
eventually.
They do expire. It's like any other food. It expires just because it's full of
2028
sugar doesn't mean it's not going to expire.
It takes a minute, though.
Yeah, it takes a little while. It takes a few years.
I'll take that challenge, though. I've found foods.
This is why you don't hide that stuff. You let it get out. Let people pilfer it as they walk past it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, speaking of pumpkins, the world's heaviest jack-o'-lantern weighed 2,560 pounds.
Wow.
And this was October 10th of last year.
Is that
That's
carved
the record.
pumpkin? Is that what they're saying?
I think so. When they showed the picture of it, it was not carved. It was, and it was like when they get that big, they get all kind of lumpy and over. Yeah.
You can't really call it a jack-o'-lantern unless it's been carved.
I am with Todd 100%.
No, I'm with you.
In fact, I think we should just go down there and smash it.
I think we should go down there with a chainsaw and give it a face.
Oh, wow. That would be cool.
Give it a face.
Yeah, because I guess if you're cutting pieces out of it and hollowing it out, then it's going to weigh a ton less, right?
Yeah, all the watery stuff, right? And all the stuff surrounding the seeds.
I still think my favorite carved pumpkin I saw in the last 10 years was one where someone had carved out the mouth to be really kind of big and like it was throwing up, and it had all of its guts just kind of like falling out of its mouth.
That's clever. My favorite part of pumpkin carving is baking the seeds with a bunch of either soy sauce or just whatever. Everybody's got their own secret recipe, right?
Yeah, I just gotta make something.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. We didn't do that this year.
No, I didn't carve one this year either. And it's been much less since my kid moved out.
Yeah.
Right? Or became like an old person.
Yeah, we asked the kid this year if she wanted to go pumpkin patch. She's like, that doesn't sound cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like you can listen to Ariana Grande on your...
Yeah. You could just pretend that we, hover amongst each other a little. Oh, what do you do?
And my housemates, they all went to the pumpkin place down in, in Kent, I think it is.
Like Carbonado?
I don't remember the name of it, but it's right off the side of the freeway.
Sure.
Corn maze and all that. We did that a few years ago. It got really busy really fast.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They do well.
I think they do. And that's great. That's a great use of their property, right? Who's mad about that?
With it had to be like a 50-pound or 40-pound pumpkin. It was massive. It was like this big.
Damn.
It's huge.
Because you're not making a whole lot of money off of 2 acres of corn.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like, and hopefully they don't put a whole lot of effort into it. They just buy some inexpensive tall corn. Yeah. Right? Just plant it for that particular thing.
For the corn maze thing. Yeah.
Well, and you got to figure that the maze is probably already worn out in the ground.
Yeah, so maybe, right? Yeah.
They just plant them in the same space and keep the path the same.
That spot floods pretty often.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So maybe they do have to recreate it.
Or at least water, it has a lot of water retention. Right? Yes. I don't know if that's
it's very
flood
porous.
Is a specific term.
Yeah. Porous?
Non-porous.
No. I think it is to a certain degree, but it's also the bottom of an old river valley.
Yeah.
Right? And it's
that's true.
Yeah.
Can you guys, without looking, guess? I mean, it's probably pretty easy. The top Halloween costume this year?
Oh, geez,
probably Spider-Man.
Oh,
close.
I hope so. Yeah, no, Spider-Man's nice.
Or Loki.
Yeah, jeez.
No, Loki.
Loki won't be number 1. Joe Biden.
Big movie this year.
Oh. Barbie?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Barbie's number 1. This is the 2023's most Googled Halloween costumes.
Geez, and I imagine I haven't seen the film, but I bet there's tons of fashion choices.
There's like...
I mean, how many outfit changes did she have in the movie?
Many.
100? 200? Right?
Well, I mean, there was also like 17 different Barbies.
Yeah.
So each one had a different article of clothing every time we saw them. So
I hope they have the messed up Barbie with the cut hair.
The Kate McKinnon character.
Yeah.
Funny.
Second most was Princess. Todd, Spider-Man came in at 3.
Who's just regular princess? Not princess
just
anybody?
Princess, yeah. Okay. 4 was a witch, and 5 is fairy. And I found this interesting. They showed a graphic from 10 years ago, 2013, and all of those were on the list. Just Barbie was not. So Princess, Spider-Man, witch, and fairy have been pretty darn popular.
Barbie one side, Oppenheimer the other side.
That would be pretty.
Right,
yeah. That would be a good one.
Yeah, how did anybody see Oppenheimer?
I did not.
I did not either. All right. I wonder how that guy did. That guy from Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, that guy.
Killian.
Oh, yeah, he's a Celt, not a Celt.
Cillian. Can you guys guess what the top candy in Washington State is?
Oh, jeez. Hey, it ain't apples and cotlets.
Almond Roca.
Yeah, I do like me some almond roca. Yeah, that's a Brown and Haley product, right? Yeah, they're local. That's Tacoma.
Right down Tacoma.
That's legit for Mass. My whole life.
Yeah. Pass by there.
Geez, the number one candy in Washington State.
My brothers used to call it Kitty Roca because it looked like cat turds.
That was always a Christmas gift for Mom. Was a tin of.
Yeah, my mom and grandmother always got almond roca for the holiday.
That is, and toffee is one of my kryptonites.
Nice.
That's good.
Nice.
Number one candy in Washington State.
Yeah.
Can I ask for is it a local?
No. It's these are all national because I did 4 states just for fun.
Kind of Snickers. Everybody loves the Snickers.
It's not. It's not. It's a lolly.
Oh, like a Charms. Not Charms. What's
Tootsie
the good
Roll.
one? Tootsie Roll Pop.
How many times?
Yeah.
How many licks does it take to get to the
Charms
center?
are gross. Remember Charms?
Yeah,
Pops?
the little tiny ones. Yeah.
No, those are Dum Dums.
Yes.
Charms were big, but they had a weird gum in the middle. There was always kind of just fighting back.
Yes. Yes, I know exactly.
But Tootsie Roll.
Yeah,
Pops
Tootsie
are
Rolls.
good.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't kick them out of bed.
No, but there's only a couple of flavors that I would seek out, and I would trade with
What are the
somebody
top
else
go-to
for them or
flavors?
whatever. Jeez, it depends on the mood. But the
See if
cherry,
all three
of
of
course,
us match.
Cherry was one of my favorites, but then
cherry's
just the
good.
normal brown
and
ones
the
were
weird
great
chocolate one that doesn't taste anything like chocolate, but it's such a weird flavor that I kind of like
It's
it
just
anyway.
Tootsie Roll flavored. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
guess
really
you're
even
right.
chocolate.
Yeah, it tastes like brown.
It's like one of those markers that smell. Oh, that's what that tastes like. I would go with cherry.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah, Tootsie Roll Pop, the number one
in Washington State.
Yeah, geez, that's a surprise. Who makes those? Who's the Tootsie Roll?
I think that's.
Is that Mars?
I think it's Mars that makes those. I think. I'm pretty sure.
Just for comparison, California is M&M's.
Yep.
New York State is Sour Patch Kids, which I'm
makes
not
sense.
a big fan of.
See.
But found this kind of fascinating. I didn't want to go through all the states. Minnesota, it's hot tamales.
Well, it's cold there.
I would be curious what they like down in Florida. Is it bath salts?
Pixie sticks, bath salts.
Yeah, they snort pixie sticks. I actually know someone who did that one.
I do like pixie sticks. And the licking sticks. Oh man, I do.
What was the movie that they were making a sandwich with piggies? Oh, it was
Elf.
Breakfast Club.
It was Elf.
Breakfast Club.
Was it?
Ali Sheedy's character was
Oh, that's right.
building a sandwich.
I'm thinking of the maple syrup on everything.
Although I remember kids, especially young ladies in high school, eating M&Ms and drinking Diet Coke, and then that's all it was.
Yeah.
That was their diet. That was their
M&M's and Diet Coke.
Oh man,
Peanut M&Ms at least.
no, certainly
Too many calories.
something. Yeah, I don't know. Like that's not really food.
Jeez. Well, I have the top 10 worst candies that you can get in your bag.
Wow.
You guys want to see if you agree with these?
Is this Ipsos
Let me
poll?
see.
What do you think number 1 is?
I know what it is.
Worst or least favorite or
Yeah, it's just the worst. It is according to
least favorite is the worst. Let's put
I
it
guess so.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with because there's a lot of momentum behind the anti-candy corn.
That's number 1.
It is, yeah.
Is it
number
really?
one. Yeah.
Oh, geez,
Number
there you
one.
go. All right.
Can you think of any others?
It's time to
I'm
go-
looking at the list right now, and,
All right,
and number
I'm
2
not
is
looking.
most definitely one of those ones that, like, whenever I
Oh
got
my
them,
God,
I would
about those.
I would throw those
I haven't
away
seen
so
them in a
fast.
long time.
I haven't seen them in forever, but what
They
are
still make
talking
'em.
about?
You can-
Circus peanuts.
Yeah, remember that? They're kind of spongy and
Did
Yeah.
they taste like peanut butter or something? Or was
I
it
don't know.
supposed
They
to?
tasted like sponge. I think.
Well,
It's
they were.
weird that-
It was
yeah.
marshmallow.
Was
It was
Okay,
marshmallow.
okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It was like a peep without the
Oh yeah,
like stale peeps.
Oh,
is what they were like.
No,
man, I'm not a peeps guy. at
Neither
all.
am I.
Oh, not even as a kid when I did have a
Dude.
sweet tooth. They're just too extreme.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen what happens to a peep when you microwave them?
I have. It's been
It
a long
is
time.
very cool. If you've
Yeah.
never done it, put them in there for tops 30 seconds.
Poor little.
They will expand, and then when you turn off the microwave, they kind of collapse on themselves.
Yeah, aren't they? I mean, is that a relative of marshmallow?
It is marshmallow. It is marshmallow. They're just cut out marshmallows covered in like pastel colors.
Some type of latex or something.
Some type of latex. You know, they spray it with liquid latex just to give it that rubbery feel.
Well, number 3, I don't think I agree with. I don't know that I've had these, but a peanut butter kiss.
I don't think I've ever had
Hershey's Kiss with peanut butter.
That's what I'm assuming.
You know what?
Where's the downside?
I don't know any.
Oh, I know exactly what they're talking about. They're gigantic. They're not actual kisses. I don't think.
I've never seen one in my life. I think that might just be east of the Mississippi or something.
I think they're made very similarly to like the peanut butter cups.
Huh?
Yeah.
They have,
who's getting mad at a peanut butter cup?
Who's mad at peanut butter cup?
It's not even like real peanut butter. It's like powdered sugar with like peanut butter flavoring and brown food coloring.
No, I'm gonna have to look that up.
I have to look that up.
But I don't think I've ever seen the peanut butter kisses. I've seen like the peanut butter cup Easter eggs. That's what I'm thinking of.
If you guys are eastbound and or down, let us know if you know what a peanut butter kiss is.
Yeah.
If that's a thing,
send us a link
like
to where we can find
mayonnaise
them.
instead of best food. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe over here
Hellmann's
is Reese's
good.
peanut butter cups, and over there they're called Hershey's Kisses.
I definitely don't agree with number
companies.
4, Smarties. Are you Smarties?
It's not the worst. No, not that. How
Not
could that
even
even
close
be?
to being the worst.
Yeah, that's absurd. I'm angry.
That shouldn't be on the list at all.
I
Smarties.
like Smarties.
Yeah.
They were just. It was just. They were like.
Fun, like little Pez, but they're round.
and more tart than a Pez.
And more tart. Yeah. A
It
little
was
bit
just-
And I'm not mad at Pez either.
more, a little bit more acid in there.
Yeah, a little bit.
sugar pressed into a shape.
Yeah. On the flip side, though, number
Plus,
5.
you can pretend you're a raver.
On the flip side, number 5, I was not a big fan, is the Necco wafers.
Aren't those
No.
just like the airy like? They were like.
It's like
Well, they're kind of a
flat-
pastel colored,
Yeah, but they
flat
have-
piece of sidewalk chalk. It's what they are.
It's like a Jesus. It's almost like a Jesus dish that you got.
It's like
communion.
so it's like a communion wafer with like frosting on it, right?
No, I don't think there was any frosting.
No, but
No,
they're
there's-
just powdery. No, I don't think it's a frosting per se. I think they just have like a fine mist of sadness.
My grandmother used to buy those, but I actually did like those.
No,
But
very-
they were
yeah,
they
lots
were
of-
they were definitely the cheaper of most candies.
I saw them at the dollar store.
Yeah,
You get a tube of them at the dollar store right now.
Yeah.
I just saw them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll bring it.
Wait,
I'll
I
bring
might have to
I'll bring
try
some
it.
in next week.
It's been a minute.
And we get them for
But
Stephen
number
Feimer
6
every Christmas.
Oh, do you really?
Because
He's a
he's
Necco
into
fan?
them. And because my dad likes. I mean, Stephen's not as old as my dad, but my dad likes old shit like Beeman's gum and weird. So I get him little stocking stuff.
You can probably get those
weird old-
over at Archie McPhee's. I bet
Oh, geez. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Yeah.
Archie McPhee's has all kinds of weird shit. Like there's a whole section of it just bacon flavored everything,
Yeah, that's great.
like mints and gum and.
Nice. Coming in number
Toothpaste?
6, and I like these as a kid, but I understand why they're on the list, is the wax Coke bottles. But
Yeah.
Are those
I
still
don't know who's
around?
getting those, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen those in years.
I saw bottle cap.
Yeah, the
candy.
bottle caps.
Oh,
yeah.
those were good.
Yeah.
Those I saw those recently in the
Like
last couple
root beer
days.
flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were awesome. Cola
Oh,
flavor.
man, I forgot all.
But yeah, I remember those. I don't remember liking them. I don't remember like them being great. I remember seeing them on the shelf.
Which one? The wax?
The wax Coke
Yeah,
bottle.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever bought them.
They were fun for a minute, but it's you break the or you bite the top off.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a teeny tiny bit of syrup in there.
Yeah.
You down. I mean, it's like a cap full.
I think they also had like
Right.
root beer flavored ones
Yeah,
too.
and then you're left with this wax that you like either chew on or do whatever. I don't know, but
Geez.
I think you're supposed to put the whole thing in
Build
your
an
mouth and
escape
chew on
key.
it. Because I think the center of it, the liquid is supposed to flavor the wax. You're supposed to chew on it like gum.
Jeez.
all right. This one might be another Eastbound and Down, but Mary Jane's.
I know those are shoes, not candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I don't know the Mary Jane candy. Number 8 should not be on the list. Tootsie Rolls. Who's mad at the Tootsie
I have
Roll?
no idea. That is bonkers. I'm just disappointed.
Do people think it's just a cheap?
Maybe, but they last a long time.
Yeah, they
I don't
chew
know.
on that sucker for a
Maybe
while.
they're not. Just extravagant or whatever. They're
Maybe
pretty,
maybe it's
solid.
because
Yeah.
somebody's getting like the little itty bitty ones,
Oh,
in the
sure.
pack
Yeah.
instead,
Yeah.
because they have the big Tootsie Rolls.
We wanted a king size.
It's like turd you can chew on.
Apparently, you can get the Mary Janes on Amazon. I'm pulling them up now.
What does it look like?
I'm seeing the packaging. Let me see if I can. There's a photo of the candy itself.
Moon pie.
They look like they might be.
Those were East Coast
like
only,
toffee.
right?
I think they're like
they
toffee.
Finally got here.
Like Tootsie Rolls are like toffee.
Oh,
That's interesting.
all right.
I don't think I've ever seen these ever in my life.
No.
If our friends around the world,
What's going on with the Mary Jane?
let us know what the. Mary
Sure.
Jane-
There you go.
All right.
Hey, so like
See?
a cousin to taffy or something,
Yeah,
right?
maybe so.
Yeah, just like I guess a Tootsie Roll.
Peanut butter flavored taffy is what it says here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, I kind of want some now. I like peanut butter.
Because I wonder what stuff we have that other places don't have.
Yeah,
Right? Like maybe.
like salmon.
And apparently,
Yeah. It's I mean a clean.
when I searched for it, it also came up with peanut butter kisses.
Clean water.
Peanut butter what?
Kisses.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, so this is like
These are not like. These are not like.
That's not a Hershey's.
These
Kiss
are not
at all.
Hershey's at all.
it's like a peanut butter taffy.
Yes. So
It's back on the bad line.
Yeah, it could be.
the peanut butter kisses and Mary Janes are essentially the same fucking thing.
Can you see who manufactured that on the back?
It says Helster Candies.
I have no idea.
You guys are getting those in your Christmas stuff.
Nice. Geez, that's a hoot.
It says made with peanut butter and molasses.
Interesting. Well, I bet some people who are not used to molasses would trip out.
Yeah.
Right? But I
don't know if I'm not curious enough to want to try that.
I would certainly
would
try that.
try
But I don't know if I'm curious enough to buy a bag.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Somebody had one.
Trying them will require buying some. and I'm not gonna do that.
I don't know. I'll put that on the list somewhere. But
Yeah. Well, 9 and 10, rounding out the list, I think go together. Good and Plenty's and black licorice. Isn't Good and Plenty just a candy-coated black licorice?
Yeah, kind of lighter duty black licorice.
I don't like any kind of licorice.
Oh,
anything.
I don't know. I remember getting those at both actually at movie theaters when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because I also knew that my brother wouldn't steal it from me. Right? He's not going to.
Is that why you got them? Because you knew nobody else wanted them?
So I still had something, and he because that way, if he was going to take it, he'd take it and throw it somewhere. But it's like,
okay.
But then my dad would be pissed because he wasted food. So.
Right. Yeah,
if he took it and ate it, my dad wouldn't care.
On that.
Yeah.
Would you get this for Mr. Clymer then? Is he what? How old is he?
He's 72.
All right, so my mom was big into like black licorice flavor. So
Steven's also died.
Definitely a generational thing.
I think
right?
maybe. Yeah, and I just don't think they had as many options as we do, besides the local ones, right? And I'm sure there's some grandma in each corner who's making cool shit, right?
Yeah.
But
Taffies and fudge.
Yeah, we didn't have national.
No.
Chain stores.
No.
That long ago.
Right.
Right? I mean, that's a relatively new phenomenon, so they didn't have these national brands
right.
for every single item.
And then building distribution and manufacturing hubs throughout the country and throughout the world, right? Like Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Got bottling facilities everywhere.
And I don't know. I bet I've ordered a Coke overseas or something. I can't remember. But
sure.
I imagine the formula is the formula is the formula.
Not
right?
always.
No,
because
it's
in Mexico, it's definitely they use cane sugar.
Oh, that's true.
And you can buy those. You can buy those here.
Oh, you get them over at Rain City Market. They got.
Yeah,
oh,
they're really
got
good.
One the other day.
Right down on 3rd Avenue in Renton.
Really good. A little expensive, but really good. Sure. I had a Pepsi.
And it's a glass bottle, which is nice.
Pepsi in Jamaica, which I'm pretty sure was bottled there. Which I'm not a big Pepsi drinker, but it did taste a little different.
All right.
And I wonder if that was cane sugar as well.
Yeah,
also, you can also get the Mexican Cokes as people I know call them. You can get them at Safeway and all the other grocery stores, but you can also get them in bulk at Costco.
Yeah, we would love our listeners from around the world to send us their Coca-Colas.
No, that would be awesome.
That'd be amazing if we got like candies and especially if we can get candies from the UK.
Oh, yeah. What's a good UK candy?
I couldn't even tell you the names, but I have friends from the UK, and they said the candies here are garbage in comparison.
In the UK, a Mars bar is just a Milky Way. They have like Snickers and stuff, but they changed some of the names. But I think the formula is different.
It's
like
not milk chocolate. It's real chocolate.
Like the Hershey chocolate in Europe, people think is disgusting, right? But we make that out of whale puke anyway, right?
What's that?
Hershey's.
It's made of whale.
It's got whale puke in it because it's got some kind of what's the name for? We talked about this. Yeah. We talked about. They actually use that in the formula.
I did not know that. Hershey's is fine. To me, it's just kind of mainstream.
Well,
It's the Def Leppard of chocolate.
Yeah.
I've talked to people.
I'm not throwing it out of bed.
Yeah.
I've talked to people on podcasts where they're from the UK and they've gotten people to send like American candies over to them and stuff, and they would try them on air, and they're like, "This one's made of milk chocolate," and they're like, immediately everybody in the room goes, "Ew," and because apparently it's not the same as the chocolate they have over there because it's like real chocolate with no milk.
No, and ours is corn syrup solids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. A bunch of thickeners and a bunch of just corn syrup, right?
Yeah.
All of our
corn syrup.
sweeteners, corn syrup, and therefore it has a different. And when you bake with butter instead than if you bake with margarine,
right.
You know what I mean? Or just all these different oils behave differently.
Well, there's also like the pasteurization of everything over here versus they don't do that over in the UK. They don't pasteurize their milk or none of that shit.
I'm not going to take dairy advice from those guys necessarily.
How's your mad cows?
Yeah. But I don't know. We mass produce stuff, right? So that's kind of, and we do it in a way that enables it to be inexpensive to the producer. That's our whole.
Seriously
shebang.
though, people who are watching, if you're in the UK, go ahead and send us some
because people love sweets, man, and we still get like baklava and stuff around here.
Oh
so, but then I guess that's a dessert more than a candy, right?
Actually, whose address are we going to give them? Send us
the Renton Civic Theater.
Yeah. Now, Bill.
507 South 3rd.
Send it to the theater. Fuck yeah.
Care of course.
Care of the Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire. Yeah. There you go. That's awesome.
I think there was there's a Scottish bakery that I ordered some stuff from. It's called Ackroyd's, and I think I was able to buy like Kit Kats and some other interesting candies from the UK for stocking stuffers a couple of years ago, and I gave all the kids and everything got different funky UK style.
Jeez, all right.
My buddy George used to drive up to Vancouver every year, like once or twice a year, to get British food things because they don't sell them here in the States, but they get them up in Canada.
You needed some spotted dick.
Something. Yeah, I don't know.
Some bangers and mash.
Well, I think he liked we have steak sauce. Their steak sauce is different than ours.
Yep. And yeah.
So I knew that was one of the items, and then there's some other like candies and stuff that he wanted.
They do a lot of what's the jellied stuff that they put on the side of stuff? It's a what do you call it? Like if you have Lambert's chutneys, stuff like that.
Yeah. We should do a road trip up to BC sometime.
Jeez, I don't know. I'm not against that.
Anybody got felonies?
Who's the felon among us? We'll find out.
I've never. I spent a few hours in a 12th Avenue precinct holding cell as my only claim to.
Was it like Barney Miller?
Yes.
Where up in Canada?
No, here
Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill.
Oh, gotcha. I missed. Wait, you got arrested in Canada?
Who came and got you? Your mom or your dad?
What's that?
Did your mom or dad come and get you? Were you a kid or you were an adult?
I was 13.
Oh, man.
14, almost 14.
Yeah.
I don't
Charles,
remember if anybody
were you
came and got us or if we had to walk home.
Thing?
No, I shot a guy with a BB gun.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Not one of my proudest moments.
Jeez, well, I'm sorry I brought it.
Where did you shoot this person?
In the neck.
Ooh, shit, yeah.
Oh, man.
From a range, too, because I saw him and I was like, watch this, pap, and I got him in the collarbone area. I'm like, how did I get him? He's like, 20, 30 yards away.
Jeez, that's a hell of a baby gun. Yeah. Was he pissed?
Oh, he was pissed.
Yeah.
I would imagine he'd be upset if he survived it.
I got shot in the face with a BB gun.
Did you?
Yeah. But
I got shot
You got the scar?
I got it right in my nose. It's right here. Yeah. It almost got my eye. It was really close.
I got shot point blank with an airsoft BB once, and that hurt like a month. So I didn't leave. I mean, it was red and stuff. It didn't leave any scars or anything because it was not a very. It was spring loaded. It wasn't
from Dickie McCormick.
Thanks, Dickie.
Dickie went on to be a sounder for a while before
that's
the
neat.
sounders or
Went
the
Super
big
Pro or
stuff.
whatever. Yeah.
Still, back in the 70s?
Yeah.
No, this
Or
would have
80s?
been 90s, and then
before
he may
Gary
still
got
be.
it.
There's a women's soccer team, I think,
Wait a minute.
associated with the Sounders.
We had the Sounders in the 90s? I thought they kind of disbanded in the 80s.
No, he would have been in the 90s because, and they played here in Renton at Memorial Stadium.
Or was that during the time where they weren't
It
professional
wasn't
teams?
correct. It was not
professional,
MLS,
but it wasn't MLS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the
yeah, but
best that we
they're
had.
Minor league or whatever?
Basically, but still, they're not amateurs, right?
Still,
It's
they were paid.
Do the Thunderbirds get paid? Yes.
They do, but it's a little bit amount.
Sure, but they're still a professional league.
They get enough money to cover for their parking.
No,
Sure,
they
and
come down.
travel expenses, I guess. Right?
I knew a family that
I think Thunderbirds are fantastic.
because the Thunderbirds would most of them come down from Canada,
Yeah,
so
like
they live with a
Kamloops,
host
I think.
family.
Oh.
And we met. Who the heck was I dating at the time?
Oh, gee.
But we went to dinner at their house, and they had one of the Thunderbirds players was living with them because
and the
they're
dude's
host
like
family.
17
Yeah,
or
he's
something.
like
Right? They're
17.
kids. It's great.
A little bit of trivia
But
for
I guess
you.
they can't be on an Olympic team if they do that. We allow professionals now.
Now
do we?
we-
Okay.
I don't know
the
if
90s,
Canada
yeah.
does.
But a little bit of trivia is Thunderbird's jersey made an appearance in the third of the original Ninja Turtle movies, the one where they go back in time.
Jeez, that's cool.
Yeah, when they go back to feudal Japan and there's some time travel in that one, and they swap places with like samurai.
Oh my
so
God,
the
that's
samurai
awesome.
are hanging out in the turtles' lair, and they had to put on clothing because the turtles don't wear clothes normally.
Oh, yeah.
So they
Jeez, I never thought of that either.
one of the samurais was wearing a Thunderbirds jersey.
Nice.
Yeah. I just remember that because it was a Seattle team or an Everett team or whatever.
Michelangelo, is that your sword, or are you just happy to see me?
Man. Turtles, they must be kept in the showers.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure how it works with turtles.
Dude, I used to love the shit out of those
I
movies.
really don't.
And I actually enjoyed the cartoon as well, but
Halloween, boys, Halloween.
Halloween.
Biggest Halloween miss. I mean, you guys know this one, right? When we were kids, it was people putting razors or needles in the candy bars. And
then after the Tylenol thing,
yeah,
everything changed. But yeah, the fiction of
yeah, it was the
putting a
urban
razor
legend.
blade
right?
on
I
it.
think-
and isn't that in Halloween? The
yeah.
movie, isn't there a
No,
kid?
did somebody do that?
No, but in the movie, there's a kid walking, and he does have like a razor blade fitted to an apple.
maybe that's where it came from because I don't think I've ever heard of anybody ever
In actual
having
life?
to.
No, not
It was
once.
one of those things
Like
that they.
spiking trees
It was.
and
It was.
shit.
I think it was part of the
Everything.
satanic panic back in the 80s.
Yeah, I could see.
And it just like, I honestly believe that the whole like don't take that kind of candy from people during Halloween because candy companies weren't making any money off of that shit.
Sure.
They wanted you to
And
buy
just
candy bars and not just
shit, yeah.
prepackaged stuff instead
apples.
of
Oh yeah,
or
remember
popcorn balls.
getting popcorn balls and also caramel. Yeah, exactly.
Carameled
like
apples.
homemade shit.
Yeah.
right.
because it was people trying to give things out but that didn't have money to go out and buy a bunch of candy bars and crap.
Or just
and it just
enjoyed,
adds a personal touch. Yeah,
Grandma wanted to cook something up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Also, people putting drugs in and nobody's doing that because
Yeah, where's the free drugs?
Yeah.
So dumb. Like, just give away drugs.
I would say this is don't take candy from a fentanyl dealer though.
Well,
'cause that's
sure.
some scary shit.
Yeah, just in general, like no one's giving away weed candy because that shit's expensive.
Yeah, that's
Like
the whole thing.
I last
And
year.
maybe there's some super asshole out there once in a blue moon, but
I doubt it though. I really don't believe anyone's giving away free pot brownies. They're wanting to make money off of that shit. That's why they make them.
Sure.
Yeah.
At least the people I know that did make those, they were making them to sell them.
Yeah. We already talked about Halloween did not originate here in the United States. We already talked about that.
But did the slutty nurse costume
That did
originate in the
originate,
United
of
States?
course.
Oh yeah, the slutty
see?
whatever costume started here.
Yeah,
Then I rest my case.
It's all
America.
slutty.
I'm
equals
still waiting for
the
someone to
best.
do a slutty Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Nice.
Like a girl dressed up like a cross play of Bill Nye.
Bill.
But sexy.
Yeah, like
tight skirt, tight mini skirt.
A hot girl wearing the same outfit,
Nice.
and have it like
with the lab coat. That turns me on, I tell you.
Yeah,
the lab coat with the
thing. It's
you can't do the lab coat without the pen protector, though.
Yes, pen protector gets me. Yeah.
Make sure you wear your pen protector when you find yourself a foxy scientist.
Yeah.
I heard about this myth, but I don't remember when I heard about it. But people having to lock up their cats, especially black ones, because people would steal them and sacrifice them on Halloween.
Sacrifice, I haven't heard that, but I've heard people were stealing those cats because they thought they were bad luck and they were putting them down.
Yeah, or just whatever. Nobody's reported mass
killings of cats or whatever
disappearing. So,
well, that's nice.
Yeah,
I don't exactly that type of satanic panic stuff, and sometimes media plays into it, and people do it all the time. Man, D&D is going to make it worship Satan, and
it's
Judas
usually
Priest
is like
having kids murdered.
Donahue episode.
You know what I mean?
It's
just dumb. It's just dumb. It's
or all the parents that thought Kiss was like a satanic band or whatever. Because Kiss means kids in Satan's service,
Oh my God, so dumb. So incredibly dumb.
Really kids in Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons, pay me. Yeah, totally. It's like if you want to be mad at Kiss, be mad at him for like charging us money for me saying the word Kiss.
We're going to get the letter in the mail.
Gene Simmons is going to come knocking on our door.
Gene is personally listening, and he's going to write me out a fucking bill. Thanks, Gene.
He scours the internet. And the big one is that Halloween is satanic in origin, which is bullshit.
Absolutely not, but
But I don't know. I don't know if somebody's ding-dongy enough about their faith, right? They'll find a fault in anything else.
Yeah,
because it looks evil and because it sounds evil and all the things that people do, they just make assumptions and
No, it's just ugly people being mad at a foxy scientist lady.
Thanks, the church.
And people freak out, and you know what I mean. They jump on a bandwagon. So in spring, it's like bunnies are over sexualized or something, and then it's just like if somebody's gonna be on that kind of emotional tear about shit, then they're gonna find something.
It's deflection and and hey, look at what they're doing, and like you can almost see that it's like somebody's is making accusations at the church, and they're like, oh yeah, well Halloween is evil, or that is evil, and you shouldn't do that. It's like, okay, yeah, but what you're doing is wrong. Is kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, sorry, one more myth. That witches gather for a Black Sabbath on Halloween.
I think that's called girls' night.
Yeah. It's a bunch of girls going in the woods doing some witchy shit, right?
I know some people that are Wiccan, and that's not a thing.
No. Sort of
go down to TGI Fridays and get a bottomless mozzarella sticks.
Applebee's.
That is a Hollywood and satanic panic thing.
Yeah.
Hollywood is fueling the
But I have seen
fear.
the meme where it's like pretty lady is looking back and like reaching out to somebody's hand saying it's sacrifice season. If some hot goth chick invites you to go into the woods, say no.
No, hell no.
Yeah, right now. I mean, come on.
Everyone knows you're going to say yes to a hot goth girl, no matter what she wants.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
It's like,
I'm into it.
As long as I get paid for my kidney, I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you guys have any specific Halloween memories, like worst experiences or best experiences, anything?
I remember as a teenager, like tormenting the neighboring neighborhood. I lived in a condominium complex, and across the street was kind of the neighborhood where everybody had like BMWs and Lexus and all those nice cars and wealthy people. And we were mostly blue collar, but yeah, I remember one year we went down there and we bought a bunch of eggs and egged houses and cars and stuff.
Man.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Lots of tricks.
Yeah.
Nice. We had an 8th grade teacher who thought that we shouldn't be trick-or-treating in the 8th grade. Mr. Monroe. Good teacher, but just really wrong on this, and told us all not to trick-or-treat. You're too old. Catholic school. But
it's Catholic school. That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
His in-laws lived on 19th and Prospect, right on the corner house there. I'm assuming they're not there anymore.
But here comes the rocks.
He said, I'm going to be with my wife handing out candy, and if I see any of you, I'm going to give you extra homework.
Oh.
It was such a
what a
bullshit.
prick.
Yeah. It's like fucking we're like 12 and 13 years old, man.
Yeah.
Let us go have some fun. So we actually figured out where the house was, 19th and Prospect on the corner, White House, and we totally ding-dong ditched him every time we went by, because I lived in a neighborhood with tons of houses, tons of kids. I mean, big Catholic neighborhood, lots of big families, all kinds of stuff. But every time we went by his house, and we told all the people that we knew, that's where he's living, go ding-dong ditch him, so that people would run up to the porch, ring the doorbell, and run. And
so they did the nicer version of ding dong ditch. They didn't leave the flaming bag of poo.
Yeah.
No, we weren't looking for poop at that point, but
because that's what I remember as ding dong and ditch is you leave a flaming bag of poo on the porch and hit the doorbell and run.
I think it's just fun to inconvenience people.
I mean, as a teenager, that was something that everybody did. I thought so.
Yeah, no, I never did.
No, we
dog shit.
My brother and I, just evil fucks that we were, we had this little old lady that lived next door, Mrs. West, just really old, but she was just kind of kooky old lady that lived alone. And we got some fishing string and we tied it to her screen door, and the screen door didn't latch. So we tied the fishing line to it, drug it all the way out. She lived kind of up above the sidewalk, so we drug it all the way out to the sidewalk where we could kind of hide, and we would pull the string and the door would slam. So she would come out to the thing like, what's going on out here? And then wait till she goes back inside and jank it a bunch more times. I'm gonna find you. Poor Mrs. West.
Yeah, she thinks it's the ghost of her.
I think she died like 1990, 89, 90. So.
Why did you haunt me, Wilbur?
She's after me.
Yeah. Oh, man. She's living in your super skeleton unicycle juggler. I'll catch you.
That's why I'm having such a hard time with
it. I mean, and I think the last year I went trick-or-treating, I was probably about that age. I think maybe I was closer to 14 than I was 13.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? What kind of experiences?
Well,
Mike was a good kid. He didn't do anything.
Well, I don't know, but not that.
Nothing he wants to admit to anyway.
One year, and I think Halloween Day or something. It was tropical fish, so I had a heater in there, and I mean the heater malfunctioned or something, and it was fucking almost boiling my fish.
Oh, geez!
So I reached in and grabbed the heater because I'm a genius and burned the shit out of my hand.
Oh, on Halloween?
So I had to incorporate that into my costume, and I think I successfully did. I think that was either third or fourth grade.
Okay.
And so
what do you remember?
I can't remember now. I don't think I went mummy. I think I went Tuscan Raider.
Oh,
and
nice.
just wrapped myself. So that would have been. Yeah, well,
put on some goggles and wrap yourself like a mummy.
Yeah, and then I had a egg carton for the top knot thing, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah.
As far as costumes, I think one year I was. When I was like maybe 7 or 8 years old, I was really into Kiss. I mean, I was huge into Kiss. And I wanted to dress up as Gene Simmons. My mom refused to let me dress up like Gene Simmons. She's like, I think you'll do this one instead. And she had me dressed up as Paul. I'm like, Mom, I don't want red lipstick.
Oh, man. So she wasn't anti-Kiss. She just wanted to do Paul Stanley.
She just didn't want me. She didn't want me looking like a demon. Is the problem? So she would rather I look like the kid everyone wants to beat up in Halloween than the guy who would take your
Paul
daughter
Stanley
away.
Did just fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. I think one year I went. Yeah, you guys remember the movie The Warriors, right?
Oh yeah.
I went as
I never saw it, but
one of the baseball Furies. One
cool.
Year, cool costume.
Warriors.
Yeah.
And the Furies are cool.
Well, the Furies are cool, and then they get their ass kicked by 4 dudes.
Yeah,
and
but
there's a whole gang of
the
them.
movie.
Yeah.
There's the movie.
Well, it's like
Because they're on Skates to Boot, right?
No. That was a different gang.
They're the baseball.
Yeah, they're the baseball guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
I need to watch that because I don't think I've seen the whole thing. I've seen
It's a
clips
cool
of
movie.
it.
It is.
And I know like all the catchphrases from it, but I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through. I think I tried watching it a few years ago because it was like the anniversary of the movie, and it was like right when the video game came out for it, I think.
Huh.
And the surviving cast members who are still alive did like a kind of a recreation of a scene where they were wearing their outfits from the movie in like their 50s or 60s at that point.
God, they're all in their 70s now. And that was the guy that Michael Beck that was in Xanadu.
Yeah.
Wow, I never saw Xanadu.
I didn't either, but I know I've seen clips of it.
Yeah, because that's Olivia Newton-John.
It's Olivia. I was obsessed with that movie when I was a kid.
Geez,
I loved Olivia
I
Newton-John.
bet it's schlocky. I should tune into that.
Dude, it is very campy, and
Sure.
it's like ELO and like all kinds of other disco music of the era.
Well, speaking of campy and schlocky, this here podcast, Our Town Podcast, is doing a radio play presentation
you don't say. Well,
of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
You mean this script here?
That script right there, Mike, and airing.
Is this the updated one, or is this the same one we had last week?
20.
Last week, yeah.
12/20 is what we're shooting for. So we got a date, so we got to stick with it.
So just a few days before Christmas.
Yeah, right in time for the holiday season.
Yeah.
We can all celebrate Life Day together.
Celebrate Life Day together. Yeah.
So sorry about that little segue, but
No, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun.
We definitely need to sit down and
speaking of, I mean, and I watched it recently, and it's an all-star cast, right? It's great. But
I tried watching and I fell asleep.
I mean, it's bonkers. It's completely bonkers.
Yeah.
But Carney's playing it pretty straight.
He is.
He is, but there's
Am I playing it straight?
You play it how you want to play it.
Play it however you want. I'm probably gonna do it very monotone because I'm reading it. But I'm gonna try to like put some character into it, or try to do a bad impression of somebody.
Sure. But I guess we'll see. We'll see how it feels because we don't have to play it straight. We can play it straight.
We can
see how it goes. Bailey came over yesterday, my son, who's going to be Han Solo. So we talked about
ham
it
salad.
So he was like, I got to watch it again. I'm like, you do it, but if you want to watch it and sort of try to take some cues from it, then more power to you.
Yeah.
I think Sarah, who's going to play Princess Leia for us, is willing to do the song. I need to double check with her, but there's a little song at the end that Princess Leia sings. It's a cheese ball song, but it's pretty good.
People at home,
the show's insane. If you haven't seen it, see it.
I warn everybody who wants to see it. It's like, you know what? You're gonna either come out going, that was absolute, oh my god, what the hell did I just watch?
I mean, it is bonkers.
Or you're gonna be like, well, that was a movie. Either way, it's not going to be a positive response, I don't think, because most people I've talked to who've never seen it finally watching and go, okay, who was in charge of that? Because it wasn't George Lucas.
No, it's just I don't know.
He denies ever having anything to do with it. I know that.
Well, the animated part was cool. That's what.
Yeah, and you can see that.
It is Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That's sort of Star Wars nerds will defend it with that, 90-second bit.
I have to admit, when I was a kid, I loved it because I thought the Wookiees living in giant tree houses was amazing. I would absolutely live in a house like that. But watching that movie as an adult going, wow, I do not remember this fucking cocaine fever dream.
I mean, it's nuts. The first 15 minutes, it's like whatever intellectual stuff that the French want to say. They've done the vérité and all this nonsense. You want to see the most trippy 15 minutes of film?
It's like
it's just they're just going
it's like
for like 15 minutes.
It's like the Children's Workshop did a lot of cocaine and decided to do a thing about Star Wars.
I was like, man, how long? No subtitles. No narration.
Yeah.
It's just sound.
We're going to have narration.
Well,
thank God,
because it's a radio play.
Yeah, but even then, they're using facial expressions like Mr. Fucking Bean, but then they add the on top. It's not even a good Wookiee sound effect. The whole thing was nuts. I was just like, it just kept going and going until any human speak came into it.
What's funny is the animal sounds they used for Chewbacca were a combination of walrus, I think black bear and an elephant. I think.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's bonkers. Oh my God, yeah.
So, folks, look out. We're going to be working hard on that in the coming weeks. So
I recommend if people are going to watch it, they get the Riff Tracks version, because at least then it will be funny on purpose.
Right on.
Yeah.
Ah, shucks.
All right. We're going to do a top 5 in the regular show. Normally we reserve this, but we're doing 2 top 5s tonight.
I noticed that. I was like, what?
Yeah, just to whet our appetites, because I thought this was kind of fun. And I did this very literally. So it's our top 5 Halloween villains.
Oh, so not even just spooky villains, but...
Well, not just spooky, but in like Jason Voorhees' summer camp, right? So he's not really a Halloween guy.
Sure.
I mean, it is a horror film, but it's not
horror, but it's not Halloween.
It's not Halloween themed in any way.
So you guys do what you need to do for that. I went literally Halloween on all.
Jeez,
I wrote down my list, and I don't think I used any of. Actually, I think I used one of like the 80s slasher film villains, but not necessarily because of Halloween, more because of.
Well, kick us off then, Todd, with your number 5.
My number 5 is the Great Pumpkin.
That's my number 2.
Wait, so the Great Pumpkin's a villain?
Yes, you know why? Because Linus sits out there every fucking Halloween for him, and the guy never shows up.
Yeah, you're right. He's like Job.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Unrequited worship. Yeah. These are right.
Well, you don't need to change yours. I mean, just great.
No, I'm
great
just
minds.
my number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
My number 5 is Halloween villain himself is Michael Myers.
Miguel.
I mean, that's an easy one. Miguel Myers. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
He'd have a different feel if he did have like some type of sombrero.
I really think if they
completely different movie.
I'm one of those people that, like, a few years back when they did the new Halloween movies, like, please tell me he's wearing a Austin Powers mask this time. I would absolutely go see that movie if they changed the mask to be Austin Powers instead of Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Is that who that mask is?
Yes.
Captain Kirk.
No. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Do they explain why that is in any of the Halloween
movies? In the movies, no. The reasoning in the real world is because they went to a Halloween store and bought the cheapest mask possible.
And
it was a Captain Kirk.
50 of them or whatever.
It was a Captain Kirk mask. They cut the eye holes bigger and they painted it gray.
Ah, jeez, I did not know that. Carpenter. I'm pro.
I wonder if he's got an IMDb credit for that.
Oh, Shatner.
I don't know.
I demand it.
Well,
I'd be like,
that's why they're talking about likenesses today.
Dude,
the actors strike, right? Because it's like that's still a likeness of Kirk. Probably owned by Kenner or something.
If I was Shatner, I would have been pissed about that.
You know,
like using my face, my Captain Kirk face, to be this horror.
Yeah, just a murderer. Yeah, no, he's a murderer, right? Because he's not even it's not a vengeance thing he seeks, right? He's just out killing people.
Well, he hates teenagers, and I can't remember why he hates teenagers.
Well, have you ever been around a teenager?
I think he's severely mentally ill, and his sister's friends were probably total bitches to him or something.
Yeah, but isn't he also like supernatural because he can't die, or is that just part of his psychosis? I don't know. I saw Halloween 1 like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So I really that's with Donald Pleasance, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, geez. Because I like John Carpenter. I do.
Yeah. I've never seen him all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces.
He was before Voorhees, right?
I believe so. Yes, I think
around within a year
Halloween,
or two.
I think is like 81.
Yeah,
and I think 82 or 3. I want to say 83 is the first.
I want to say
Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
I think Voorhees. I think Myers was like 78, and then Voorhees was like early 80s.
I think it was late 70s.
We were still watching fucking The Omen and shit. You know what I mean? In the 70s. I don't think so. I'm going to say, because
I think Todd's right. I think it's 78, 79.
Yeah, maybe. Because
and it's funny because it
like
takes place in Illinois, but there's palm trees everywhere.
Oh, well, I mean.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is a teenager.
Yeah, right on. She's timeless.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yeah, did she win an Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once? Yeah. Well, right on.
So the original Friday the 13th came out in 1980.
Oh, geez, there you go. I'm totally wrong.
Halloween had to have been 78, 79 then.
Yeah, sure.
Michael Myers, 1978.
Yeah. Jeez, there you go.
I don't know, Mike.
And then there's a million other My Bloody Valentine.
Just
Motel
copycats,
Hell. I mean, just bazillions of them.
Yeah.
What was the one that had like the vampire? Was it Freaky Friday? No, it wasn't Freaky Friday. It was Fright Night.
Fright.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
Yeah. Mike, what about you? What would a number 5
Not
be?
specifically Halloweeny necessarily, but from, Eastern Europe, I say Count Dracula.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Because he's a bad dude.
Yeah, and
vampires are bad. I know they get a lot of good press, like pirates somehow.
Yeah.
Pirates are awful. But vampires are worse.
Well, I mean,
right? Because they had to consume living things so that they can have their unnatural
Mike,
life.
there's a difference between Disney pirates and Somali pirates.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's...
Disney pirates are endearing and Somali pirates are frightening.
I mean, yes, they're bad people. Yeah, but vampires are worse. And I know they get
all the way back
romanticized
to
a lot.
Bram Stoker, the book, right?
Yeah. No, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy and has been for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think of all the vampire movies I've seen over the years, I think one of my favorites is Dracula 2000, and it has a backstory that I've never heard about Dracula before, which was he was Judas.
Yeah, interesting.
And
he got cursed to immortality.
He got cursed to immortality, where in like coins and the crucifix are like he's afraid of him because of the church.
Who's in that?
Yeah,
that's Gerard Butler.
Okay, I did see that.
What?
Is he Dracula?
Yes,
he is Dracula.
It is. Yeah. It's like 2005, I think, when that came out.
Yeah.
2000, because it was Dracula 2000.
Dracula 2000.
But and it had Danny Masterson was one of the first people to die in that one, which is great.
Who's the recently convicted
rapist?
Yeah, and he got excommunicated from the Church of Scientology. He's now a suppressive person.
Yeah, just like that.
Well, he's convicted, so he's going to prison. They're washing their hands of him.
They don't want any press now.
Bye.
They couldn't save him, so they kicked him out, huh?
Basically, yeah.
Crazy. Todd, what would a number 4 be for you?
My number 4 is Oogie Boogie.
Todd and I are right on the same path. That's my number 4 as well.
Yeah. I mean, come on. If you've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas, what is up?
Yeah, it's been probably 25 years since I've seen it.
I think the last time I saw it was like 4 years ago, and it's still a great movie.
Yeah. Our friend Heather is a huge fan of that. She's probably going to come in and do a couple of voices for us on this thing. Her husband Eli is going to come in and do C-3PO.
Oh, man.
The protocol droid, and he did a little snippet for me that I lost somewhere, but he actually sounded pretty good.
Nice. Anthony Daniels.
You gotta just sound like you got to stick up your ass in British.
Yeah.
That's
all you need. All right. Well, that was my number 4 too, everybody. So, Mike, what would your number 4 be?
Well, the greatest, most terrifying villain of all time, Dick Cheney. I have no further comment.
Well, because his head looks like a big pumpkin.
There's a scene.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that.
No, not you're right. But there's a line in the Harold and Kumar Go to Guantanamo where they end up in W's ranch and they're hiding in this house and W comes in and goes, "Oh shit, Cheney's coming. We gotta hide."
Is he out hunting lawyers?
Oh man,
that guy scares the crap out of me.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Man.
If you've never seen that movie, I highly recommend it. It's really funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Todd, what would a number 3 look like for you?
Sam Hain from the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Okay.
Because he is a guy with a giant pumpkin head, and he was really creepy.
Nice.
And that cartoon was in general was super creepy. A lot of kids didn't like it because of how scary it was.
Yeah.
And that's a play on Samhain.
I mean, he's the king of Halloween in the cartoon, and they call him Sam Hain because they don't know any better.
Yeah, nice. Well, my number 3, Michael, like this, because it takes place on Devil's Night, which is the night before Halloween, but Top Dollar from The Crow, played by Michael Wincott.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yes.
Which one was that guy?
Job.
He was the head bad dude
in The Crow.
The Crow.
And he's the head bad dude in
the guy with
just about everything.
The guy with the long hair and the really raspy voice.
He was the film guy.
Yeah. We talked about him last week.
Yeah, the guy's great.
Yeah.
And
Did
what's
such
the
a
one?
great job.
Catherine Bigelow, Ray Fiennes, and Angela Bassett. He's the bad
something
guy.
days, Strange Days.
Strange Days.
Yeah, he's a bad guy there.
Yeah,
too.
no, he does a great job.
Yeah.
And
No,
Juliette Lewis is just like,
A lot of bad dudes in that one.
yeah, no, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a
Which
good
movie are we talking about?
Strange Days.
Strange Days.
I think I've seen that. It's
It's
been
a
a long
good one.
time.
It's rough. It's rough, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. All right, Mike. What about you? What would a number 3?
Well, go back to colonial times to the Headless Horseman.
Oh, that's my number 1, brother.
Same.
No.
Yeah. Number
That's
one
all
on mine
good.
too.
Because
That's
I
all
just
good.
I associate it completely with the cool, maybe Disney cartoon from when I was a little kid.
Yeah,
That was great,
I was specifically thinking of Christopher Walken from the Sleepy Hollow movie with Johnny Depp.
Oh man, I forgot all about that. I saw that in the
And
theater.
he was all
Christina
like,
Ricci,
he had,
right?
like filed down teeth.
I forgot all about that. Oh my god. Yeah, when was that? Was that 1980
That was in the early
something?
2000s, the
yeah.
late 90s.
For Johnny Depp, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Geez, I feel like I saw that in high school for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow, right?
And a ton of variation. They had a TV show on.
Oh, I love that show. Yeah.
I watched the first season, really liked it, and then I don't know why something.
It turned into a buddy cop show.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something about the second season.
It was really creepy in the first season, and it became more lighthearted.
Yeah.
in the
And it's
second.
called Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah, so somehow
It's on-
Ichabod Crane comes back from the past.
Yeah.
He's revived in the future, and the spirit of the Hessian soldier was trying to track him down or something, and it ended up being all this witchy stuff.
You can
and all
watch it.
kinds of
You can
stuff.
watch it on the CW's
Yeah.
website or through the app.
All right.
They have the whole series there, and Clancy Brown is in the first season. He's like
Right on.
sheriff.
That's right, Clancy Brown. Like me some Clancy
Oh,
Brown.
that's great.
Yeah, The Headless Horseman started as a short story back in 1845.
Yeah, no, it's Washington Irving.
Washington Irving,
Yeah.
I think. And it's based on some Scottish and some German folklore. But he managed to write this whole story around it. And in the story, it's sort of left vague, but everybody's pretty sure that Ichabod died, even though the Headless Horseman was sort of phony. It wasn't a supernatural thing.
Oh.
It was one of the guys
It was
that lived in the town.
it was the guy who was tormenting him throughout the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Beginning of the movie.
Oh, I'm talking about the original story.
Well, yeah, I think it's probably the same character though, isn't it?
Yeah, are you talking about the Johnny Depp movie?
I'm just talking about any of the versions that we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like the bully at the beginning of the story. It turns out to be him at the end.
Yeah, the Johnny Depp movie changes a little bit. The guy in the Johnny Depp story, same last name, is not the guy that is in the original story. And then they made Johnny Depp like a policeman, forensic guy
A
from
forensic
New York.
police up. You know, I saw in an interview with him, and he said that he was playing that part as if he was Nancy Drew.
Oh, nice.
That's why he's all kind of weirded out by blood and just like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm cleared out. Todd, do you have a number one?
what do you got?
My number one is the Headless Horseman. My number two we haven't talked about.
Oh, well,
What's number two?
My number two is Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
Oh, well, geez, yeah, no, there you
You know,
go.
that's
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily Halloween, but
Didn't he come out on Halloween, though? Wasn't that his...
I think those movies originally probably came out in like fall.
Yeah. Yeah, Freddy Krueger, man. Because you had all the slasher guys, right? You had Michael Myers, you had Jason Voorhees, you had all those guys that were
Leatherface.
just come out and just slash you
Sure.
to death. And fucking Freddy was like, get into your goddamn head.
Yeah, it
Totally
did add
mess
that
with you.
type of supernatural.
Yeah.
Wes Craven said in an interview that the idea behind Freddy Krueger came from a couple different sources. One was like the look of Freddy Krueger was from a guy that terrified him as a kid.
Oh, geez.
He was like a neighbor, kind of like the old man in Home Alone, where everyone assumed he was a serial
Yeah, and he
killer.
ended up
because he
being
looked-
Like
He
a
was-
Boo Radley or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like that. It was a guy that he saw walking down his street when he was a kid. He was wearing the fedora and he had a dirty green and red sweater on.
All the kids would talk about him. And
Yeah. And then the idea behind
that's my life goal, by the way.
Yeah, to be that guy. Nice.
And then the idea of him being like a sleep demon was a story that came out in the L.A. Times or something back in the 70s or early 80s about an Asian kid who was terrified to go to sleep because he thought he was being chased after by a demon. And his parents gave him some melatonin or some other sleep drug and made him sleep, and he died in his sleep.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
He died in his sleep.
Man.
He was terrified to go to sleep. He didn't want to sleep. He was drinking lots of coffee and doing all kinds of things to keep him aware like they did in the movies. But eventually his parents said, well, you need to have some sleep because you're going to go crazy from being awake for too long.
Speaking of being awake for too long, did you guys hear about the Alaska pilot, the flight thing recently happened?
So was he high at the time, or he's saying he had sleep deprivation?
He had been awake for over 40 hours, and at some point in that time period had done some mushrooms.
Was he having like in the middle of a psychotic breakdown?
He
or something?
says that he thought to get himself out of the psychotic break that he was having, he needed to shut the engines off, and that would snap him out of his trip.
This was found to be untrue.
What I heard was a clip I saw from Como's Instagram, and they were saying how he had taken some mushrooms, and that caused him to not be able to sleep because he was having a bad trip, and then on top of him being shrooming, sleep deprivation added to the psychosis.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah.
And people, can have non-drug induced psychotic breaks too, right?
Yeah.
It just happens because the mind is a fragile thing.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know, so I'm going to pick him. He's my number one. He's my number one because come on, you wuss.
And he's going to jail.
Come on, you wuss. Man, I've eaten the fucking mushrooms out of the grass, right? And I mean a lot, right?
You,
so it's like
you can do that.
no, sure, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to. I mean, I'm telling you, you don't have to boil. Oh no, there's grass and fucking dog hair and shit. Don't give a fuck,
dude.
I'm telling you, and it works. It works. Oh yeah.
The last time I saw somebody tripping on shrooms, it was like in the early 2000s. We went to Denny's in Issaquah, and this guy was in the parking lot, like French kissing a tree.
Oh man,
he's like,
you're gonna get slivers in your tongue.
Yeah, was that because he was on drugs, or was this crazy?
He was. I was told later that he was on shrooms.
Oh,
wow.
Geez, beats me.
Yeah,
everybody's got a different reaction to psychedelics.
Hey, that's one way to get wood.
Hi. Yeah, but I don't know. That's still a villain because he's trying to kill however many people around there, right?
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, I don't know.
But how do you? Where's the switch? Is it just like there's the one for air, the one for the light, the one to call the attendant?
I mean, did he jump out?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't in the regular cabin. He was up front.
He was in the cockpit.
In the cockpit with the.
But he was in a jump seat. So is the switch like next to the jump seat, or did he jump out and reach over the guy's shoulders and start?
I know a guy who flies.
If he's having a psychotic break, how's he in the front fucking cockpit?
Well, the thing is,
come on, Bob. He's all mambo dog face banana patch, hibbity hoo. What the fuck? No, just take it easy, bro.
Because he's an off-duty pilot.
Yeah.
They fly up front when they go anywhere.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was trying to make it to San Francisco because he was going to pilot a flight out of San Francisco.
Oh man, that could have ended worse.
So they needed to get him down there so he could hook up with his
that's
flight.
A drag. Yeah. That's a drag.
It's I would normally say it's not his fault because he was high and intoxicated, but he willingly did those things.
Nobody forced those drugs down his throat,
he willingly took those medications drugs rather. I shouldn't call them medications because that shit's not medication.
I guess it depends on how it's treated, right? Like anything else.
Fascinating documentaries on Netflix about mushrooms.
I think they certainly can be therapeutic.
There's a difference between microdosing and like fucking just eating shrooms off the floor.
And it's the behavior, right? If you're trying to get therapy from something and make something
and not
good,
just
you don't
trying to disconnect from the real world for a few hours. And
I don't know.
You don't do it before you have to do like a 12-hour shift, man.
A flying human beings in an aluminum bomb, right? It's just a fuel
Yeah.
It's just a giant fuel tank with a couple of humans tossed in.
Yeah, and my understanding is after he shut the fuel off, the pilots had to react so quick to get turn them back on, basically.
Can we get a redundant safety system on that, please?
Right.
Can we get a couple of redundant fucking systems there, please?
Like 2 keys that you can't reach at
Yeah.
the same time.
He's and the thing is because of the number of people, he is getting like X number of years per person he put in danger.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
85 people he put in danger. So whatever it was times 85.
Yeah, well, fuck. I don't know. That's just because, he's an educated, upper middle class white man doesn't mean he shouldn't be charged.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely
I don't care
going
if he was on drugs or not, because if it was a poor dude who fucking jumped on a bus and commandeered it, right? He'd get charged.
He's definitely going to jail. He's not getting away from this because he's just because he's white and middle ages. I mean, shit. He doesn't have the lawyer power to keep himself out of jail at this point.
Man.
But and he needs to go to jail forever.
Yes, but that guy's my number one.
That's your number. Did we go through? But Todd, you gave your number one, right?
Yeah.
Was it
the Christopher Walken version of the Headless Horseman? Because that guy, I mean, his version was straight up scary.
Walken's just great.
Yeah,
and he had like his teeth were filed down; they're all sharp and gnarly looking, and he didn't really talk. He just the whole way through. If you've not seen that movie, I recommend it. I don't remember where I watched it last.
I liked it. Yeah, it was good.
It's a Tim Burton film. So
no, right on. No,
and he doesn't have a lot of lines either because he's playing a Hessian revolutionary.
It's always the Hessians.
Yeah, it's the Hessians. Let's do some Halloween in history. How about that?
Oh, geez.
Round out the show. 1820. That's what it was. Washington Irving published The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, with the Headless Horseman becoming one of America's first ghost stories.
And that was not like a novella, do you know?
It's just a short novel.
Oh, it was a novella. Okay,
a short story. Yeah. I'm sorry, short story.
Sure.
I don't know how long it is.
I know. I wonder if you put that into a magazine or if that was in. Because they used to do magazine format stuff.
It.
Did he? Jeez, that's great. Good job, Mr.
Yeah. 1846, and we all know how this turned out. The Donner Party, unable to cross the Donner Pass, constructed a winter camp. And we all know how that.
Yeah, that's right. But and the really sad and ironic thing is Highway 60 is like right down. It's right down the block.
Yeah.
I've been over.
Isn't that the one where everybody died on the mountainside?
And I think they went to cannibalism.
They did. They went.
Oh, right. Yeah.
After like 4 hours. He's like, sorry, kids.
We're going to start with Bob because he can't stop talking about dying.
Oh, my God. 1922, fascist leader Benito Mussolini, El Duce himself, becomes the prime minister of Italy.
Sure enough.
And how many deaths resulted
from that? No invasions. Ethiopia. What fuck them, dude. Autocrats suck.
Yeah.
We got to stop it. It's too late in the game, people. Don't fall for it.
Some interesting deaths happened on October 31st, 1926. Harry Houdini dies.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, he died on Halloween.
Was that from internal bleeding?
I don't remember.
Didn't he get punched because he had a thing where...
Was it a punch?
I don't know. That's what I thought.
Yeah, where he was like taking punches for money, if I remember.
Yeah, something like... Because he had like a super tough...
it was a cannonball, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Geez. I don't know. I
thought he was like,
it's been a while.
Somebody kind of sucker punched him.
What it was is he was doing it as a trick. He was doing the cannonballs, but then someone offered to pay him X amount of dollars if he could take a punch from this guy who was a boxer.
He was one of America's first big celebrities, right? That wasn't like a performance celebrity, right? Like
he was like what 10, 20 years before Charlie Chaplin.
And I'm trying. I don't know. I mean, besides Wild Bill Hickok or because Wild Bill would have been, but just post Civil War, right? Stuff like that.
No, Wild Bill was into the new century.
Oh,
barely, but
yeah. All right.
Didn't he like die in like the 30s or 40s?
Oh, geez, I don't
know if it was that late.
Yeah, but certainly,
Wyatt Earp died in the 20s.
Sure,
so. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I'm virtually contemporaries, right? Close anyway. Yeah, so that's vaudeville and after, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of stagecraft.
Right.
Yeah, which he was, that's masterful stagecraft.
Yeah.
And he had a keen mind, from what I
Yeah,
understand.
sure.
Yeah.
Came up with his own crazy contraptions to escape from, and
People still use his
to jump in. Yeah.
People still use his tricks today for doing magic.
Yeah.
And I think I had heard this anyway, that he visited all these seers and, as a skeptic. And he was doing it, and he wanted to talk to his mom or whatever.
His wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was offering money to mediums to open a doorway to the afterlife to talk to his wife.
Yeah, but he also was a very skeptical person.
Yeah, he was doing it to put holes in their routine.
Yeah, I've got a self-published book at home that I haven't started yet, but I love buying self-published books. Houdini versus Rasputin.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, I just bought it just because of the title.
Yeah,
and so that's what it is—a historical fiction of the Houdini trying to get the rascal out of the royal family.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Did you get that on Amazon or something? Or?
Yeah. No, well, I ordered it through Amazon, but I met the writer at the Grit City Comic Con.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I didn't have the money at the time. But.
Yeah. 1941, after 14 years of work, Mount Rushmore National Memorial is completed.
Wow.
1941.
That's neat.
Yeah. 1952, the United States explodes the first hydrogen bomb at the Inukjuak Atoll in the Pacific. Yeah, so first nuclear.
52, so from 45 to 52, bomb. Which is not an atomic bomb, mind you. Yeah, a nuclear bomb. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah. 1970, Jim Morrison of The Doors is sentenced to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine for indecent exposure and open profanity.
That one's not on my list.
Is that Florida?
That's Florida, yeah.
Of course.
In Miami.
Florida,
He supposedly showed his penis off to the audience, which nowadays, would anybody?
Yeah.
Part of the show.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I think
maybe not. I bet there's still places you get caught for that. But geez,
Marilyn Manson's done stuff like that, and he's been arrested for it.
Has he?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Marilyn Manson's done stuff like that, and he's got himself arrested for it.
1993, River Phoenix dies outside the Viper Club in L.A. And in 2020, everybody's favorite Sean Connery dies.
Oh, geez.
So Halloween. Some Halloween.
So you've added a couple since you sent out the text.
Yeah.
I
did. Yeah.
I didn't have those on my list.
Anybody ever been to Viper Room?
I have not.
Yeah,
I don't think I've even driven past it.
No, I've never set foot in Hollywood in my life.
No, me either.
Yeah.
I was down in Hollywood. I saw the other place that is popular.
Whiskey?
Whiskey. Yeah.
Nice.
Drove past the Whiskey.
Yeah, geez, nope, never been.
Whiskey in the Rainbow Room where Lemmy used to hang out all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Getting close to time. Anybody got any positive things to end this Halloween spooktacular on?
I watched. It just came out on Netflix. A new. What is her name? God damn it! Of course, as soon as I start talking about it, I forget what it was.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah,
that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
I started watching it last night, but I'm getting up at 4 o'clock.
In the first half hour, you see her full frontal. So.
Yeah, no, she's going for it.
Yeah,
no, she's going for the role.
Like,
she
that's
really
pretty
is.
brave.
Yeah, and she's playing a shitty person.
Yeah,
right. So I'm glad to see her doing it. I think she's a capable actress.
Oh, she's definitely capable. Yeah. And I also watched that Totally Killer as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you were talking about that. Yeah, all right. Is that a horror comedy or a horror?
Yeah. It's not like a straight. I mean, it's essentially it's like Hot Tub Time Machine meets Scream. So, instead of the hot tub, they have like the photo booth.
Oh, la 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 la.
Okay. I enjoyed it because this young girl, she goes back and people tell jokes like, "You're such a F word for gay people," right? And she's like, "I don't think you should use that type of language."
You sound like my mom.
Just to show how the times have changed.
Yeah. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
that's a little misogynistic.
Yeah, they're like, bleh. They totally.
And what's funny is that they have the exact opposite on the Jennifer Lawrence movie. Where she says something along the same lines, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're such a racist," or something like that.
Or homophobic. No, it's great. And I don't know. I thought that movie, the one, I can't even remember the name of it now, but the Jennifer Lawrence one.
I can't remember.
But I thought it was well written. And the male lead was going for it.
The
too.
kid, yeah,
he's going for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the writing could have been a little bit better, or the editing, one or the other.
Yeah.
Matthew Broderick, it was good to see him in there.
Oh my God, him playing like the hippie dad.
Oh my God, and
she's doing it all for some old
Buick.
90s.
Because she's just desperate because she's made really poor life choices, and right? It's like, I wasn't like, I mean, this is so unrealistic. Like,
called, what is it called?
I'd almost sleep with a kid for a Buick.
Yeah, she's cool.
No, I wouldn't.
And then, what's the one where she and...
No Hard Feelings is what it's called.
Oh, No Hard Feelings, yeah. Where she's in space with...
with Passengers.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
Yeah.
And everybody suggests they should make a horror movie from her perspective.
Yes.
Yeah. What a dick. Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a movie on Hulu last night, which was great up until about the last third, maybe fifth of the movie, called Cobwebs. This kid getting bullied in school, and his parents are just sort of... He thinks them evil, and they're weird, and he's got bad dreams about them, and they act crazy. And it's got the guy that the guy from The Boys, the main bad guy from The Boys, the Homelander. It's got the actor. Him plays the dad. And then the last third, when you find out, it's funny and it's hilarious because if you like the children crawling on the walls, the creepy little things that move really fast on the ceilings and come down the wall and all that stuff. It's fun. I was giggling at it. Kind of that fun scare stuff where somebody like running down the hallway, and just before it gets to the door, the hallway goes dark and you're like, what? And then they pop out at you. So it's those kind of jump scares and stuff, called Cobwebs. It's, like I said, I give it like a B- just because it's the last bit of it. The background on the creature wasn't all that great, in my opinion, but
I like that guy as Homelander is terribly menacing. He does a great job.
Yeah, and he's got a scene where he's like in a corner and he's just like bouncing and clicking, and it's just friggin' weird.
Jeez.
And does great with it.
What was the alien one you saw a couple weeks back?
Oh, I can't remember the name of it.
It's like No One Will Save You or whatever.
Yes.
What channel was that on?
I think that
I guess
was
I could
Hulu
Google that.
too.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't have the Hulu.
Okay. I think that was
that's right. I think we did. I'm revisiting this conversation. Because geez, that's great.
All right. Well, I've got a quote to end the show on if you guys want to hear it. This is from author Shirley Jackson, who wrote The Haunting of Hill House, which was the show. Fear, the doctor said, is the relinquishment of logic, the willingly relinquishing of reasonable patterns. We yield to it or we fight it, but we cannot meet it halfway.
I like it.
Yeah. Either face your fears or get the hell away from it.
Allow fear. Because I don't know if fear initially is a willful act, but to allow it to continue. Right? Would be
consume you.
Yep. By not acting, you're still choosing not to act, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Shirley Jackson?
I don't
think I know Shirley Jackson.
I don't either. I don't know if she wrote. I think it was the book, right? There was a book, The Haunting of Hill House, that they made into the TV show, which is excellent on Netflix.
Jeez, I don't know that one.
Watch that. It's a
Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah,
I thought that was a movie series.
It's a miniseries on I think there's 6 or 8 episodes.
Jeez.
I think it's 6 episodes on
1 through 5 scary level.
Was it?
There's parts of it that are 5 for sure.
Jeez.
And then that's the same people that brought you that have 2 other. One that just came out. I think it's The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Oh.
And there's another one. I can't remember what it is. It wasn't as good, but it's still decent. It takes place on an island. and it has to do with the church. I can't really remember what it's all about, but they all have young Henry Thomas. Is the star
I saw a trailer for that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is he a detective, like a paranormal?
No,
He's just got really bad luck.
Young Henry Thomas, as like in his
Haunting
40s.
of Hill House, he plays the dad, and they buy the Hill House, and the goal is to fix it up and flip it, but all the strange happenings happen. And mayhem ensues. I can't remember his part in the one where they're on the island.
I don't know.
I think he was just a resident. And then the new one, I have no idea. I just know he's in it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Trying to get the wife to sit down and enjoy it with me. All right, anything else for our Halloween spooktacular?
No, everybody, I mean, have fun.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to, peer past the veil a little bit.
Yes.
Right?
I suggest using a pillowcase instead of a bucket or a bag of any kind, because you can hold a lot more with that.
Thank you. Very wise, Todd.
For all of our kids out there, trick.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Jeez. Cheers.
Another one in the books.
Yeah.
See ya.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.